Misery loves company, right? Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 movies with multiple villains. For this list, we're looking at the movies that were best at handling multiple antagonists.
How much you want?
Half.
In order to count as multiple villains, they must each have different motivations. This excludes movies like Kill Bill, in which Bill and the Deadly Viper Assassination Squad all have the same goal, or Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, in which the League of Evil Exes works towards the same thing.
Prepare to feel the wrath of the League of Evil Exes.
Also, we'll be discussing major plot elements, so beware of spoilers.
You still looking for us?
We found what we're looking for.
Number 10. Walter Peck and Gozer, Ghostbusters.
Now you either show me what is down there, or I come back with a court order.
Here's a pretty wide character gap. An ancient Sumerian god and an EPA agent. Guess that's just the kind of stuff you have to deal with when you're running a ghost extermination business.
The choice is made.
Whoa!
The villains of this beloved comedy want Venkman, Stantz, Spangler, and Xenomorph destroyed for wildly different reasons. For Gozer, it's because they're the only thing that stands between it and conquering the world.
Are you a god?
No.
Then
For Peck, it's because they might pose a significant threat to the environment, which is a legitimate concern, though he could have been less of a jerk about it.
Hold it! I want this man arrested! Captain, these men are a criminal violation of the Environmental Protection Act!
Thankfully, they both get their comeuppance when the team busts Gozer, and its marshmallow remains end up all over Peck.
Smells like barbecued dog hair.
Number 9. Agent Smith and Cypher, The Matrix.
Buckle your seatbelt, Dorothy, because Kansas is going bye-bye.
When the residents of the Matrix, a computer world designed by machines to harvest humans for power, get out of hand, the system sends suit and glasses-clad programs called agents to keep them in check.
Human beings are a disease, a cancer of this planet. You are a plague, and we are the cure.
Agent Smith took an immense disliking to the escaped humans Morpheus, the messianic Neo, and Cypher. That is, until Cypher betrays his friends because he believes in the peaceful world the agents are trying to preserve.
Why, oh why, didn't I take the blue pill?
Neither of them wins in the end, though, as Tank kills Cypher, and Smith is destroyed by Neo when he recognizes his abilities as the One.
He is the one.
Number 8. The Alien, also known as the Xenomorph, and Ash, Alien.
Where do you want to do this?
I'm making a decision just below the knuckle there.
You'd think an acid-bleeding extraterrestrial would be enough for one movie, but Ridley Scott manages to balance the legendary creature with a different kind of threat.
God's sake, this is the first time that we've encountered a species like this. It has to go back, all sorts of tests have to be made.
Ash, are you kidding?
When the crew of the spacecraft Nostromo has to deal with an alien that's killing everyone off, one crew member, Ash, begins to act strangely.
There is an explanation for this, you know.
Not only is it eventually revealed that Ash is an android, but he's also been ordered by the Nostromo's employers to bring the alien to them, even if it means sacrificing his fellow crew members.
You still don't understand what you're dealing with, do you? Perfect organism. Its structural perfection is matched only by its hostility.
It's a perfect blending of the fantastical and realistic, as Ash's actions aren't far off from what sometimes happens in the real world.
I do take my responsibilities as seriously as you know. You do your job, and let me do mine.
Number 7. President Snow and President Coin, The Hunger Games, Mockingjay Part 2.
Welcome to the new Panem.
For a series that's based entirely around misdirection and manipulation, it's only fitting that The Hunger Games ended with one final twist involving both of the film's villains.
Today, the greatest friend to the revolution will fire the shot to end all wars.
Katniss Everdeen was led to believe that the person she was rebelling against was the tyrannical President Snow, in order to replace him with the leader of the rebellion, President Alma Coin.
I'm sure she wasn't gunning for your sister, but these things happen in war.
But after Katniss learns that Coin gave the order that killed her sister Prim, she decides to make one last decision at what is supposed to be Snow's execution. She aims her bow and arrow at Coin and fires. Snow dies too, but not before having one final laugh at the expense of Miss Everdeen. Number 6. Past Magneto, Bolivar Trask, and Sentinels, X-Men Days of Future Past.
You'll need a new weapon for this war. I call them Sentinels.
Understandably, a movie that takes place in 2 different time periods is going to have a lot of threats to combat.
What makes the Sentinels so special is the ability to target the mutant X gene, a genetic guidance system that can lock onto a mark a half a mile away.
In the future, humans and mutants have been hunted to near extinction by machines called Sentinels, leading what remains of Charles Xavier's X-Men to fight them off. Additionally, Wolverine gets sent back to 1973 to prevent the Sentinels' rise to power. This involves stopping Mystique from assassinating their creator, scientist Bolivar Trask.
What the hell are you doing? I didn't tell you to activate them.
Unfortunately, this also means having to break perennial X-Men nemesis Magneto out of prison, who eventually goes back to his own human-hating ways and ends up dropping a baseball stadium on the White House and almost killing the president. Jeez, why can't we all just get along?
Why would you try and save him? Because he was one of us.
Number 5. Reza, Bejo, and Bangun, The Raid 2.
Gue butuh bukti kalau Reza punya koneksi sama Bangun. Terus gimana?
This movie has a surprisingly complex story considering its 2.5 hours of pure, raw action. And it all centers around the world of Indonesian crime families. In it, undercover cop Rama wants to kill gang lord Bejo for murdering his brother, but first has to get through other crime lords like Bangun and corrupt police commissioner Reza.
Semuanya beres? Urusin dia.
While the 3 do their best to make sure that Rama does not win, they are no match for the former SWAT team member. Thankfully, this conflict is based around some of the most amazing martial arts work ever seen in any film. Number 4. The rival gangs, the Warriors.
When we see the ocean, we figure we're home. We're safe.
This time you got it wrong.
After being framed for killing the leader of the Gramercy Rifts gang, the Coney Island-based Warriors have to face a number of other gangs if they want to survive.
Well, pretty soon every gang's just gonna boogie right in. Soldier right through.
These include the Lizzies, the only all-female gang in the film, the Turnbull ACs, who are all bald and ride in a graffiti-covered school bus, and the Baseball Furies, who dress like New York Yankees and wield baseball bats. But the film is a build-up to the Warriors' confrontation with the Hell's Kitchen-based rogues, who utter the legendary threat.
Warriors, come out to play.
Number 3. Sauron, Gollum, and Saruman, The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King.
The ring is mine.
Frodo's journey finally ends in epic fashion, with appropriate levels of villainy to match its brave heroes. Gandalf and company finally triumph over the evil wizard Saruman, while Frodo and Sam deal with the dual threat of Gollum and Sauron, who both want to reclaim the One Ring for themselves. While Sauron unleashes his armies upon Gandalf and Aragorn, Gollum reverts to his old ways and tries to retake the ring from Frodo, but is killed when Frodo throws him into the fires of Mount Doom, while holding the ring. This also kills Sauron, forger of the One Ring, destroying Mount Doom and bringing an end to the War of the Ring.
It's done. Yes, Mr. Frodo. It's over now.
Number 2, Sal Maroni, Two-Face, and the Joker, The Dark Knight.
You ever imagine what it would be like to listen to her die?
Look, take it up with the Joker.
The Batman series has proven to be one of the best at handling multiple villains. From the Penguin, Catwoman, Max Schreck triple threat of Batman Returns, to the unfolding mystery involving Falcone, Scarecrow, and Ra's al Ghul in Batman Begins.
Anger does not change the fact that your father failed to act.
But The Dark Knight handles its villains the best, by including Batman's greatest foe, while leaving room for other developed baddies.
If it's so simple, why haven't you done it already?
If you're good at something, never do it for free.
When Italian mobster Sal Maroni and his fellow gangsters recruit the psychopathic, chaotic Joker to carry out their dirty work, things turn really dirty.
I just did what I do best. I took your little plan and I turned it on itself.
This culminates in the Joker turning the once noble Harvey Dent to the side of evil, resulting in Batman having to take out his one-time ally.
Thank you. You don't have to thank me.
Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are some honorable mentions.
いつか死ねよ、ブス。
人のこと嫌いになるってのはそれなりの覚悟をしろってことだからな。
What your father did to my family over 40 years, I will do to you in 40 minutes.
A bird? You want a bird?
I want my bird.
I can get you a bird and get you 10 birds.
I want my bird.
Nuzdar Numish. Thrakol bin Akar Nuak Nash. There you are, thief in the shadows.
When are you gonna get it through your thick skull, Lorraine? You're my girl. Just get in the car, butthead. Who you calling butthead, butthead? Did you get kicked out of another boarding school? Damn it, Lorraine, do you know how much perfectly good dough I've blown on this no-good kid of yours? What's it gonna be, McFly? Are you in or out?
Number 1, Darth Vader, Emperor Palpatine, and Jabba the Hutt. Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi.
You are unwise to lower your defenses.
As if having one of the most well-known villains of all time wasn't enough, this Star Wars film features 2 more iconic personifications of evil. The movie begins with Luke and friends rescuing Han Solo from the disgusting slug of a crime boss, Jabba the Hutt. Following their victory, the rebels make their last stand against the Empire, which involves Luke confronting his father Darth Vader and his master Emperor Palpatine one final time.
You underestimate the power of the dark side. If you will not fight, then you will meet your destiny.
But when Luke refuses to kill Vader and succumb to the dark side, Palpatine unleashes his wrath on him, culminating in Vader renouncing his evil ways and destroying his master. And there's also Boba Fett, for like 10 minutes.
Boba Fett?
Do you agree with our list? What movies do you think best handled multiple bad guys? For more insidious top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
You warriors are good. Real good. The best.